All right. Think I just went
Hey, I'm
live.
back. I don't know if I should just try on my phone because I can hear Mike, but I cannot hear Sam at all, and I've got him on max volume.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that one because I hear Sam.
Yeah, that's funky.
Huh. It got me like all the way up right now.
What would be super cool is if I can turn on Discord on my phone, plug my headphones into it to hear, and still talk on the PC mic through the desktop.
Don't know about that. Might be possible. You switched to your phone, Justin?
Yeah, just connected on my phone. But what's funny is I can still barely hear you. Oh, hold on. Now you're loud all of a sudden. There we go. Magic. I just hold my phone in front of my pop mic. My pop filter thingy.
Yeah, I mean that's something. you can still definitely hear all the background noise.
Gotcha.
Let me see. Maybe. How about now?
That's a
That
lot
sounds
better for
perfect.
me.
Okay. There we go then. It wasn't using the Go XLR. I have no idea what it was using. So that might do it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It do be like that. Are y'all any of y'all live yet? Look see.
No.
Oh, okay.
Am I alive yet?
Yeah, that's another question.
I ask myself that daily.
I'm here. In spirit and body.
I mean, I'm sure we're all a little dead inside, but you know,
A little bit, a little bit.
gotta try and stay positive.
I think my thing is that with going live with this, I don't have a background for this.
Hey, you could do like I did with work yesterday. We had to have a little Zoom meeting, and I used a picture of Danny DeVito.
All right.
That's a good photo. Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I had the background photo was the one of can I offer you an egg in this trying time?
Definitely a trying time.
Yeah, especially when I have to be in a work meeting on my day off. Always a trying time.
Gross. Finally caught up and watched the last season of Sunny.
Oh,
It's
I think my favorite episode was probably the hilarious global warming allegory episode where it was getting way too hot in the
yes.
in Patty's.
And they're like, if we all just, you know, just sacrifice a little bit. Oh no.
Okay, we don't even have to stop dancing. Just maybe dance a little bit slower. No.
Then they storm the bar.
Of course.
Oh man. Yeah, I still I swear every time I think of the newest seasons, I get stuck with the musical one. What are the rules?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
where they get shot by the electric blanket, and old man's no longer there.
Then Max, beautiful dance.
Yes.
Yes.
I get it. I totally get it now.
I think I watched that one time, or like the first time I watched it, I was half paying attention, and I look up and I'm like, wait, what is going on right now? Did I miss something? Did I drink something?
Yeah, because it goes on for quite a bit, right? It's like I feel like maybe
Yeah.
it's 6 minutes of just straight dancing.
Well, it intercuts with like him looking at his dad, and then it switches over to Frank.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's just all the dancing around and the water pouring down on him.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Sam, I don't know if you saw that. I saw Last of Us was the topic that we had in there. I just went ahead and we don't have to hit everything, of course, but I just threw some more ideas in there.
Oh man, I've been I've been so busy trying to get like I got little like overlays and stuff now, so it's not a bare bones stream for me anymore. So
Gotcha.
busy with that, I haven't even looked. Let me pull that shiz up.
Oh, it is. And we are still bare bones.
Didn't done much Twitch work today, but I tried to make an image button that when you go to info on my channel, you can click on it and it'll take you straight to the schedule or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But that's all. That's all
See,
today.
I thought about doing that, but considering the fact that my schedule for work changes every 2 weeks,
Oh
and
yeah,
every week
absolutely.
is
That's
different.
the thing.
Like if you look at mine, it says next to the little schedule icon, it says will be announced prior to start.
I mean, that's not a lie.
Yeah, you gotta check out the Twitter and the Facebooks.
I have the convenience of being laid off right now, so.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, but I mean, it makes streaming on schedule pretty easy.
This
Bro,
is
I am trying to find a different job.
Dang, Mike.
Still got mine, but I want a different one.
I just know you've been there a while.
I can respect that.
Yeah, it's all good. Like, it's easy, but I'm just getting tired of it. So we're trying to move on to something different. Trying to get me one of them government jobs.
Well, I mean, good luck with that. Not as far as like getting it. Usually getting it is pretty darn easy, but doing it can be a different thing.
What do you do now, Sam?
Oh, still same old. Just not in
Gotcha.
Henderson anymore.
Nice. That's good.
Oh yeah. So
I applied for some derm jobs too, so I might be headed out that way if I get them.
Hey,
Hey,
see you soon, buddy.
I'm actually like 300 feet, or not that far. Maybe like a tenth of a mile from the Durham County border right now, but in Raleigh.
That ain't bad at all.
Which is weird, cause right up here, there's some stuff that's like owned by the city of Raleigh, but it's in Durham County, and then there's some stuff owned by the city of Durham, but it's in Wake County.
It's funny. Yeah, I've got a situation kind of like that going on here, where I live close enough to a convenience store to walk to it, and as I'm walking to it, I mean, this is maybe like a quarter of a mile, and as I'm walking down to the convenience store, the street signs start to say Chapel Hill on them, despite the fact that my address says Durham 27707.
Yeah, I missed the you're either 27536 or 27537. It was pretty damn simple.
Right? Yeah.
I'm just gonna send out a tweet and then a Facebook thing, and then whenever y'all are ready, we'll be good to go.
Didn't know you were doing this live, Sam. Awesome.
Oh, I figured we would.
Works for me. Yeah, I don't care either way, of course.
Mike, you're Yami. You're on Twitter, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
What's your handle again?
Yami _ chrono.
Crono.
Yeah,
There
Crono.
we go. I'm sure y'all can hear my keyboard. It's loud AF. I gotta do the hashtags, the most important part of the tweets.
Took myself over to your channel, getting that good pre-roll ad.
Yeah.
When I hit affiliate, I in the settings it says disable pre-roll ads if I roll an ad, and I thought that meant straight up disable them completely.
Well,
And I was like, I guess for now, with nobody viewing me anyway,
start one.
I should set it up that way. But alas, it means you have pre-roll, just won't roll like during the roll that you do yourself.
Yeah, I guess I might as well go ahead and knock that out of the way while we're still on setting up stiff.
I like your starting soon stream. Pretty cool.
Yeah. So I got it with nerderdie.com. It's actually
Ooh, I've heard of them.
some really nice stuff. It didn't work out too well with XSplit, so I had to switch over to. I'm on Streamlabs right now, but
Gotcha.
it works out very well.
Yeah, I use Streamlabs.
I mean,
And
I
Mike
got
does
the.
too, I think.
What's up?
You have Streamlabs?
I use Streamlabs. Well, no, I use OBS Studio,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
but it connects to Streamlabs for a majority of stuff.
Yeah, like especially the alerts and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I had that XSplit lifetime from, when we used to stream all the time at the house, Justin and Mike. Mike, you've come over to the house once before, right? When we
Correct.
did one of the extra live streams.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
I knew
when
you
we
had
were
at
playing
least,
a
like, once or
Bachelor on the
twice.
Wii, right?
Yeah. We were doing a lot of Wii stuff, I think. But yeah, I had the XSplit lifetime from then. Kind of hate not using it, but I guess I'm not like paying anything for it. So I guess it doesn't matter too much. All right. Well, I'll switch over to the little podcast thing I got here. If I actually had my webcam up, that would be something.
I can see that handsome mug.
Oh god. I was not at all as prepared for this as I would really like to.
It is what it is.
Let's see here.
You say that, but I was literally like laying down in bed again. I had to ask Polar Bong. I was like, "What time is it?" And she's like, "It's 6:52." And I was like, "Okay, let me go in the living room."
Yeah, I was gonna get up a lot earlier and get this done, but I think I took a nap. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I took a nap.
Naps are important, man. So this morning I woke up and I was too lazy to make coffee. And now I've gone until, what time is it? 7 p.m. and haven't had any coffee. And so now I have a killer headache. But here on the table, I see maybe 3 swallows of coffee from last night's stream, and I'm thinking about it. I'm considering it.
I had to grab the Red Bull for sure.
Oh man, I'd kill for a Red Bull right now.
I had me a one of those little tiny monster cans
I'm mad at both of y'all right now.
for lunch, and I've been sipping on it throughout the day to keep me awake.
Is that one of the nitrous ones, Mike?
Yes.
Oof. That's the good stuff.
That'll wake you up. Let's see.
All right.
I think
So we got Justin in the top left and Mike down at the very bottom.
Cloud in a wheelchair.
All right, and everyone got to see the whole resizing going on with that, so that's good.
Sam, have you seen my channel trailer?
I have not.
Put it up. I only put it up, I believe, 2 or 3 days ago. But it's 18 seconds long. It's a banger.
Let me see. But yeah, I guess we can like officially start. Holy crap! I had Twitch volume on and it was very loud. I guess we can kind of start this little unnamed little podcast, chillin', hanging, Saturday night live in. Actually, I think that's trademarked.
All right,
Can't. Whoa, Sam.
Sam, how did you hide the left-hand side of Discord?
Are you up yet, or are you just
I'm fixing it.
setting it up? I dropped
Yeah.
it. Take it and drop it all the way to the like very bottom source if you can. And then just adjust it and slide it around. So like my it still shows my mouse. Let me get rid of that. I don't think I can. So like that little cutout that I have is actually like cut out. Like it's not actually a black screen. It's the transparent or whatever. So I could just slide it and it would show up only what fit into that box. And then the rest of it would be hid behind the rest of the call card. If any of that makes sense.
I think you made some sense. I'm just terrible at receiving or giving directions. That's all.
I mean, I don't think I've been drinking today. And I'm pretty sure it's worn off from yesterday.
So in the course of making any stream graphics or anything like that, Sam or Mike, have you encountered sites that let you do the entire design of something down to the fonts, the sizes, the transparency, and then you click save and it's like that'll be $15, or you can subscribe for $20 a month and get as many graphics as you want.
Yes.
So
no, but only because I asked someone, they said nerd or die, and I was like, well, I've seen it before, so I'll just go with it.
Gotcha. So when I run into that problem, what I do is kind of like the olden days with print screen. Now Windows 10 has the snip tool.
Yes.
So you just go to snip, and then you can take a rectangle and highlight something and save it as a .png. So
yeah, it does. I've had to use that for class. Not in that function though. Not
yeah. I've used it for work. That's how I found out how it worked.
Yeah, I know. I saw something in one of the instructions for my class, and it was like use snip, and I'm like, wait, use what? Like, what happened to print screen and all this other crap? And then I pulled it up, and I was like, okay, well, this is a lifesaver now.
I figured it was a third-party program that I needed to download.
That's what I thought too. I was like, God, I got to download more crap onto my freaking computer, and then I hit the little, Windows key, type it, and I'm like, oh, well, it's already here. I have no idea how to get rid of my mouse on this on this thing.
I thought that was mine.
XSplit was so easy. It was just, hey, check this box. You don't see your mouse anymore. But this one's not so much. What was I doing? Oh, I was going to Justin's thingamajig. Jigama thing.
Ooh. Cool.
Yeah,
speaking of taking footage, yeah, my channel trailer is just I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of memes, especially the old it's like an older white guy. He's in a ton of memes. He's smiling. There's a bunch of stock photos of him that have been made into millions of memes. And so I went to Shutterstock and just downloaded a video of a bunch of people in a boardroom looking really disappointed and put confetti and rose petals over it while I played some like old cheerful PlayStation 1 music. That's my channel trailer.
That's awesome. Wait, why is it going to videos? Oh, there we go. There's home. Okay. Wait. How do you get to your channel trailer?
I think if you follow me, I'm not sure that it shows up immediately on the front page. So you might have to go into like users videos.
Let's see. Let's see if it's there.
But you don't have to look too hard.
Ah, channel trailer. Okay.
There it
How can
goes.
now, let me figure out how to do things again. Add. I love how at least prepared I am for all of this right now.
I love the layout just in general in that there's, you know, a little tile for me and for you and for Mike.
Oh, I just duplicated Discord. Why? Why did it duplicate Discord?
Oh, hey.
I don't need multiple Discords.
An inverse triangle right there. Pyramid.
Oh, add a new source instead. That's how you do this. Chrome. Oh my god. Why? Okay.
Believe in you, Sam.
Sure. Let's drop this down and fit it in the window here. Right here. Alright, let's watch Justin's little video here.
I already hear the music. They all just look like they're done with it.
What? I like how you have the Shutterstock.
You gotta let them know. You gotta let them know that I didn't buy this footage. I feel like it makes it even funnier, like especially because the Shutterstock photos of people, they usually just leave the watermark there in because nobody actually pays for these dumb images. But yeah, so that's not like stealing from them. Like on the website, beside the purchase option, there's an option to demo this video, and that's you can download it with the watermark and use it however. You just have to pay to get the watermark removed.
What is going on now?
Come on.
Are you going live?
Am I live? I am not live.
I don't know what's going on right now.
Do you think I'll switch over and host one of you guys? Just say that 5 more times.
That's beautiful. That's
All right.
Justin.
I think I got this set up about as good as it's gonna get.
Good stuff. My neighbors, luckily they haven't done it while I've ever been streaming so far, but they've been bumping some music lately, and I have to.
I thought we were
Luckily,
going
they're
somewhere else
not
with
too
that one.
tech savvy. They're just playing it over from their phone to their TV soundbar. So I just connect to the Bluetooth and connect to their soundbar and just don't play anything. And then every time they reconnect, I reconnect, and so they think there's just some issue where it's clipping out.
It's better than our upstairs neighbors. Our upstairs neighbors runs the vacuum at just about any time during the day. They have to be the cleanest people ever.
See, I agree. That's rough because I've lived under a serial vacuumer. But here's the thing about this person's music being loud: they're beneath me. I can feel their bass, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure how loud they're cranking it, but the other day I did connect and start playing Family Feud Best Moments, so you could just hear Steve Harvey screaming up, like out throughout all the apartments.
We haven't had too many problems here. When COVID first started, like we realized that we had upstairs neighbors because we were actually hearing them during the day now. But yeah, for the most part, it hasn't been too bad.
Good.
We also have no one underneath us. I mean, not that I feel like that would matter too much, but
You hope it doesn't until
Yeah.
it does.
I mean, I guess it
Very
would matter to me, but ooh, Yami Chrono just went live. Welcome.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the
Gotta
Naughty
tune in.
Hour.
We have it set up. We're doing it.
Just chatting. I'm glad you. I could not remember what it was. The like you can set the game as or whatever. So I was just like, is it chill chat? Just what? Huh?
You can't avoid just chatting. If you try to watch any Twitch and you hit browse, it's always the #1 most viewed channel because that's generally what people are streaming, I think.
Well, Justin, you
Not
see,
even video games.
I seem to be on a little bit of a time crunch to get stuff set up and try and get things ready, so I completely forgot about all of that.
I don't blame you.
None
I
of
did-
it was happening.
I did too. My roommate got rifted, so he's out of a job right now. And then literally the very next day, his computer busted. So
Oh,
like,
that's garbage.
as soon as I got off work, I was like trying to help him figure out like what's going on with it and searching for another one.
Oh, that's a huge shame. Tell 'em I'm sorry. Both your roommates are awesome.
Oh yeah.
My roommate's pretty good too. If she ever hears this, she probably doesn't. She said she's
I love
embarrassed
my
all the
roommate.
time. So let's see here. What's some Last of Us 2 news that we got going on here lately?
Oh, I
There
have
was the
been
state of
doing.
play.
Yeah, I have been doing very quick catching up on that because I have ever since somebody posted that The Last of Us spoilers happened, like I've stayed away from anything The Last of Us because
Makes
I
sense.
just want to play it and not be spoiled on anything.
Right?
But I did very quickly buffer through the state of play, and it looks dope. I really enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to like all the different designs that they have with the new utility. That looks dope, and the new craft, well, not new crafting system, but all the different things you can make with the crafting system.
So before I talk any more about it, how spoiled are you guys?
Like not at all.
0.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So on the opposite side of the spectrum, I unwillingly have absorbed both all real spoilers and all fake spoilers. So there's a benefit to that in that I'm not sure exactly how much of what I know is true. So it's cool. I'm still going in being like, I don't really know what to expect. I know a few things to expect, but the rest of it seems to be hearsay because so many people, the clips that got out are like indisputable because it's literally just cutscenes from the game. But then
Yeah.
there's all these things that people are saying based on the cutscenes, and that's all just like speculation. So there isn't too much out there, luckily, that's really spoiled. But as far as Mike was saying with the gameplay and stuff, I'm super excited for the going prone and the jumping because it's gonna make it like so much cooler. Uncharted 4 had this stealth system in it that was pretty good, especially compared to the past Uncharted games. But in Last of Us, stealth is so much more important than Uncharted. I think they're gonna do an awesome job with this one.
All right, so I found an article from IGN that just pretty much breaks down the state of play. And yeah, they said that they were using the map to that advantage because Ellie is smaller and more agile, that she's going to be getting some really good combat tricks.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's going to be awesome. It's going to be great.
One of those earlier trailers where she crawls under a car, and then you wait for that lady to check under there, and she just hits her right in the face.
Right.
Yeah, so as far as like what I've seen from it and have allowed myself to watch has been the two like reveal trailers and then the state of play that just came out.
Gotcha. I'm glad you guys haven't seen too much.
Yeah, Well, I kind of got stuck with work, kind of fell off gaming for a while there, so that
Makes
helped
sense.
me out. Um, I mean, Justin, I think when I think you got me into The Last of Us, like you were like, here is this game, play it, and then
I'm
you
glad.
destroyed my life with that intro sequence, and I was like, I don't know how to live anymore. Like,
All the
would you
games
do
I
that
give you
again?
are harrowing. I feel like I'm like, here's The Last of Us, here's Resident Evil.
Well, let's see.
Nothing
You've given me Last of Us, and you've given me that what LSD game or whatever.
Oh, for PlayStation 1, yeah.
Yeah, because we used the emulator for it.
Oh man, I need to play that on stream.
Oh God, I don't even know. Did we beat it? Can you beat it? Do you just go until you can't go anymore?
You and I didn't beat it. I don't think there is a quote unquote beating it in the same way, almost like, something like an Animal Crossing, in that you just play it and experience it. But I think in the menu screen you can fill out a complete circle of dream diaries, because I don't know if you remember, but dreams are graded on a scale of like upper, downer, or like dream or like nightmare.
I think I
And so
just pressed the W button, and that was about all I all I really got into the game there.
Mike, do you know anything about this game we're talking about, LSD for PlayStation 1?
No.
It was a Japanese only release, and it's based on a man's one of the developers' dream diaries, and it's just a game where you walk, and the game is filled with all these textures and models, and most of the time they're just random. So like, say you'll get like a texture of like corduroy on the floor and like puzzle pieces on the wall, and sometimes you'll be in a house or a street, and then random events will happen, like turtles will fly by or a car will wreck. And there's a man that if you touch, your dream ends immediately. He's scary. He has a big black hat. But yeah, the game is ultra, super, ridiculously weird. And me and Sam played that back in, oh man, I want to say maybe 2012, 2013.
I think it. Yeah. I think like 2013.
For YouTube,
Or
yeah.
no, 2012. I think it was 2012 because it was before I went off to college.
Gotcha, yeah.
I think when we did.
I see why you had to emulate it. That is a very expensive game.
Ooh, what's it at right now? Like 300 something dollars?
Yes.
I figured, yeah.
Well, anyways, off of the drug topic, back to The Last of Us 2. Wasn't it just banned in a country for some of the like relationship stuff with Ellie?
It was, I believe, because somebody made a joke on Twitter about something like, oh, wow, I can't believe all these films keep getting banned in the Middle East because people say PlayStation exclusives are movies.
Because I know
it has been banned in the Middle East.
I know people were, had their. Well, the internet did what the internet does when they put out the DLC, with her
Left Behind?
girlfriend or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm especially glad you guys haven't been privy to the spoilers, because the internet was doing what the internet does again with something that might not even be part of the game. So,
I think I would catch just some like comments about it on Twitter,
Yeah.
just scrolling through, but I try not to like read too much into it.
yeah, just glaze over.
Yeah, when they announced the or when it got close to the first initial release date, which I think was supposed to have been what, like March or
Yesterday.
something like that.
Yesterday.
But wasn't there like the very first one? It was sometime around March, and then it got pushed back to here, and then now it's pushed back after the Corona stuff.
I believe it was actually first scheduled for February.
Yeah, February or March, sometime around there. Before it got delayed, I was starting to get back on the hype, and then it got delayed, and I was like, okay, well, that saves my wallet, and I can be hype about other games until Last of Us 2 comes back out.
Oh, somebody retweeted an old tweet of Neil Druckmann's. I think it was in February. He tweeted out on the day of the original release, when it was supposed to release. He's like, seems like something's missing today.
Yeah. and it was. I was pretty hype, and then I let it die down, and now that it's getting closer back to the to hopefully the actual release date,
I'm sure it will be.
Hype about it again.
We're so close now. 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and we're going to be able to experience The Last of Us 2.
And then,
How do you guys feel about the PlayStation 4 Pro bundle?
It's a push. I know people are going to buy it just to have it, and I think that is the main selling point. Is you don't need it, but hey, Last of Us 2, like you got to have it, right?
I could agree with that. Some people say, and this might make more sense, that the system was planned and ready for a February launch. And that would have made more sense than releasing a system 6 months away from the PlayStation 5.
Right. Because now you're really only going to get those that either need a PlayStation 4 anyways, because they're going to get it for Last of Us 2. That might get you some. If not, people just wait. They'll buy a regular system with the game.
Yeah, kind of like Mike was saying, this is a collector's thing, even.
Right. Or you'll get the ones that just want every single edition of a console that's come out, like I used to be.
I see people like that on Instagram. Makes me jealous.
Right. And it's very expensive. That's why I don't do it anymore. So it's really those. Why would you get this when, I mean, shoot, PlayStation's putting out just as much as Xbox is for the next system at this point. Or, they will be.
June 4th.
Like, why?
1 hour long.
Why would you do this? Because I'm looking at it on Amazon and it's, $1,100.
So in addition to the system, there is an individual controller that you can get, which has the little flower design in The Last of Us 2 on the touchpad.
I might get that.
There is also a 2 terabyte hard drive that just has the big Last of Us 2 part on it and the flower. And there's also a PS4 Gold, The Last of Us 2 headset. So, like, they're really branding it.
I want people to get that whole set. I currently have an 8 terabyte plugged up to my PlayStation 4. and I just with the next generation coming, if you want more space, you can according to the tech breakdown for the PlayStation 5, you can use a regular HDD like PlayStation 4 games, but if you want to play PlayStation 5 games or PlayStation 4 games with boosted speeds, you need more SSD. So regular externals are going to be kind of useless.
Well, which, to be fair, regular externals are kind of going by the wayside anyways. Most of them are either some sort of hybrid or they are some sort of SSD.
That's true, yeah.
Just because, to maintain the integrity, make sure the discs don't actually get shook around or anything like that. Like, you needed those big whopping enclosures, and I think unless people have some sort of home office, like, that's not what people were getting those externals for. They were pretty much, at least from what I've seen, most people just get the externals to boost some sort of, fixed storage, whether it's console or laptop or something like that.
The situation with The Last of Us coming out so close to the PlayStation 5 reminds me of the original Last of Us and how quickly we got Last of Us remastered for PlayStation 4.
I was just looking that back up.
Yeah, the thing here is the PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible, unlike the 4. So it wouldn't make any sense to make a PlayStation 5 version that you need to pay for. I'm sure they'll just patch it, but I'm wondering if you'll need to pay for a patch, because that would kind of blow.
I don't know if you would need to pay for a patch. There was an article, I'm pretty sure that was like today or yesterday, that said the PS5, the Last of Us 2 will be ready to play on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying was, if they wanted to take advantage of the PlayStation 5, because they're going to want to make it like prettier, they're going to want to take out the load times and stuff like that, for the PlayStation 5. Maybe not immediately. Maybe it'll just play it same way the PlayStation 4 does at launch. I figure they want to do like a remastered style thing, the same way they did with the first game.
So,
I mean, that could have been part of the reasoning for delaying it too, is maybe to add in support for the PlayStation 5.
It'd be sick if like the day the PlayStation 5 came out, they're like, play Last of Us 2 on the PlayStation 5 and see how it looks. Like, it's already there.
Well, wasn't there some? They could do it like, if I'm not mistaken, with when the 360 switched over to the Xbox One, where you got the Xbox One version of the game just because you had it.
Yeah, they could do
there
that
was
for sure.
there was a little
Cross-buy.
promotional thing, where if you had it, you could I think you could just throw in the disc or something or boot it up, and it like registered it as part of your account for the Xbox One as well.
Yeah, not many games did it, but I do remember there being a few.
Yes, and when Windows 10 came out, and they did their big gaming for PC stuff. That was their big push, was to try and get the games that you owned on your Xbox. Also, you can play them on your PC. Now, obviously, that ran into a couple developers not wanting to do that, but I think pretty much just about everyone that was directly owned and managed by Microsoft went along with it. Well, Sea of Thieves was the big one when that first came out.
When we get into more talking just straight up about PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and whatever Nintendo wants to do, if we get into that, Xbox is doing a thing called Smart Delivery, which is essentially what PlayStation had with cross-buy, but with a name that's going to confuse people. So yeah, it is confirmed, Mike, that some of these games for some of these systems are going to be, you buy it and you're going to get a couple versions, or at least 2 versions.
That's good. I mean, that makes it so if you can't get a Xbox One X currently, you can still get the game, and you'll have it when you do decide to get it. So that's really smart, especially for games that are coming out so close in between cycles.
Yeah.
I just hope The Last of Us 2 does that. I don't like, even if they do something like where it's like 10 or 20 bucks to upgrade it, or to just download it because you have it on the PS4. I feel like that's better than still paying 60 bucks for it and a system.
For sure. I'm just thinking about God of War on PlayStation 5.
The
God
upgrade.
of War 2.
Oh boy.
Boy.
The next God of War has already been. Yeah. The whole like revisiting, or I guess like rebooting at this point, the God of War series would have become so confusing if they continue on with the same like numbering style as the old ones. But man, I love God of War 2. Yeah, me too, man. It's been years since I played it. Oh no, the one that just came out. Oh, that too.
I hate that naming convention when you just rename something the first name. It may not be like the classiest thing to have the word remake in the title or reboot, but Final Fantasy VII did it pretty well. I think God of War tried to differentiate itself with the logo and the Omega symbol now having like the Nordic runes. But when they make the sequel to it, they're definitely gonna have to call it God of War Part 2, or they're gonna have to call it God of War Valhalla, or they're gonna have like a subtitle to it,
Yeah, there's gonna have to be some sort of different naming convention. I mean, like Resident Evil, just remake at the end of it. Simple,
Yeah.
but effective. You can just throw RE3 remake, RE2 remake, and everyone, it's all differentiated.
It's also funny, I was just talking to our friend Harrison about how I missed the PS3 360 days when both systems were so good and there was so much competition. And it reminded me of back in those days being in the forums and being like, "Oh man, can't wait for GOW," and everybody's like, "Gears of War," and it's like, no, God of War. They had the same like,
Yeah.
they had the same acronym and everything.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and it's like, wait, which one are we talking about? Because I think at that time I was huge in Gears of War, and then everyone's talking about God of War, and I'm like, that's not what the GOW is supposed to mean. Not to me, at least.
Too close.
I don't know who they pay to come out with these names for all these remakes and consoles, but you got to be paying them way too much if that's all that they can come up with, to where it just confuses the shit out of people.
Right.
It was just like with the Wii, and now we got Wii U. It's like, all right, great.
Yeah.
Xbox One X is, oh my god.
Yeah, that Mike, you bring up an interesting point there. So Xbox is confirmed to be launching the Xbox Series X, and also there's that was apparently, I think, I forget the name of that project. But then there's also Project Lockhart, which is supposed to be a weaker than the Series X, but stronger than the Xbox One X. So I'm wondering what letter they're going to call it, because I'm assuming it's going to be Xbox Series blank. So the
Xbox
only letter I can
Series
they
Y,
they can't
as
call it
in
the Series L, because that joke writes itself. So they have to call it the Xbox Series S, I assume. So then they're going to have
but
they've
then they have
confirmed
the
for the
Xbox
next
One S.
exactly. So then they also have the Xbox One X, and now they have the Series X.
I think
And
if I
then for
was
the next two,
I think if I was the naming person over there at Xbox at this point, it'd be Xbox Series Y, as in why God have I been cursed with coming up with this?
that's that's a good point. But yeah, and they've confirmed for the next 2 years that all their games are going to be compatible all the way from base Xbox One to Xbox Series X. So, oh man, when a kid sends his mom to the local GameStop to pick up the Xbox X, imagine her horror. Did he say S or X? Well, ma'am, did you want the 1S, the 1X, the Series X, or the Series S?
Right?
Shit.
Like, oh, I just had to spend $2,000 for an Xbox for my son because I didn't know which one it was. Yeah, that's the someone was definitely just given that as like a side project. It's like, hey, we need a name, maybe a word, maybe a letter, maybe one of each. Just pick something, or maybe they just drew it all out of a hat. I could understand that more.
I feel like they're looking at the cell phone model. They're like, oh snap, we can make a couple of these. Some people, who can't afford the best will buy the middle. Some people who can't afford the best will get the latter. And then every couple of years we'll make another series blank, and people will get them. And then they looked at the metrics now, and it's like, oh wait, people are only buying a cell phone like every 3 to 4 years, and that's only because the last one like craps out and dies, and the battery gives out.
You can stop talking about iPhone right now. That's exactly who you're talking about.
That is true.
But no, well, so they had the one Xbox One that was no disc. It was
Yes,
cheaper,
yes.
and it was just for people who did nothing but digital content, whether it was game streaming or whatever. Like that's a to me a smart variation because a lot of people just don't care for disc, and if it cuts down on a little bit of money, you know,
It's
there
also
you
good
go.
for them. If somebody buys a digital game, whoever made that game gets a much bigger cut than they do for the physical sale.
Oh yeah.
Now take it back 8 years when they tried to do that in the beginning, and it was
Well,
they got shit on, and nobody bought the console when it released because of that. Because there
Yeah,
was
that's
so
the
much
thing. It should be a
confusion because they
choice.
had to backtrack so many times on their decisions, and then at the end of the cycle, they're like, "All right, everybody finally switched to digital, like we said they would." And yeah, here's a cheaper console.
see, there's the thing though of being able to predict market market trends and timing the market trend. You can say all day long everyone's going to go digital, which pretty much everyone at this point has. But
Yeah.
you took it, right when people were like, hey, you know what? Why still hold on to all these discs that can break or get lost or stolen or anything like that when I can just maintain digital rights? Because everyone was afraid. Well, what happens if this game stops being supported or hosted? How do I get a copy of it? Can I still access it? Because they were still going through all that like digital rights management stuff.
Yeah.
Those were concerns, and people were wondering how it would play out. But we're starting to invest in digital only, and then Microsoft was like, they started, go launch all units now. Let's get them out there. Come on. And then everyone was like, no, like, slow down. Still not sure about this.
Also, Sam, if I remember correctly, guys, despite the fact that the original plan for the Xbox One was to be online only, it was still supporting discs. So the thing was, they couldn't cut out their retailer friends because they have super important relationships with Walmart, Target, GameStop, Amazon, etc. But it was still going to have discs. But that meant once you bought a disc, it was similar to PC, I suppose. in that you would put the disc in, you install it, and then it still has to check the server to make sure that you have the license for this game.
No.
And then if not, you can't play it.
You actually had to put the disc in every single time.
Wow, and still then verify online. But yeah, it was
Yes.
extra inconvenient.
So you had to. Well, no, you didn't have to verify online. Any account could use the disc, but the disc had to be in the system. It would verify with the disc.
I
You know,
remember
you
that, but
actually
I
own the
remember there
game.
being a time limit. I think the system had to check into the internet. I believe it was like every 30 minutes.
I think that was only some games,
Gotcha.
especially ones with like online multiplayer and stuff.
Mhm.
They would have certain ones had online verification as well, but at least for the most part, as far as what Microsoft put in for restrictions, it was the disc. If the disc wasn't in the game, you couldn't play it.
Yeah, it's so short-sighted when you think about like any other kind of gaming community. It's like, okay, so Xbox just doesn't care about fighting games, right? Like, so if you take your Xbox to a fighting game tournament, or like Evo has to choose, like I think they used to use 360s for certain games back in the day because they're exclusive. But designing an online-only console means you cannot be the console of choice at an event like that.
Right. Which is, I mean, I guess some things have gotten a little bit better just because,
Oh, for sure.
Wi-Fi is definitely a lot more prevalent than it was.
That was another thing.
Well, it's more, maybe not more prevalent, but at least it's more reliable. There's been, a lot of upgrades for Wi-Fi because it used to be you couldn't do like anything.
Speeds too, yeah.
You just couldn't do anything at all for it. But at least now, I mean, I can hook up my console to the Wi-Fi now, and it's not absolute garbage. It's still sometimes garbage, but it's not absolutely garbage.
Sometimes garbage.
Yeah, only sometimes at this point.
Usually when you're right there at the final boss in Destiny raid, and then it just cuts out and they beat the raid, and then you log back in, and it's like, oh, well, we already got the rewards. And I'm like, fuck. If that were to ever happen to anyone. But yeah, I mean, still have to see. There's still some issues with like digital rights management and stuff like that. Like Doom Eternal put out I think it was Denovo is the name of it, anti-cheat software.
You're right.
And that was just awful. Cause it's had issues in the past, and then so like I booted up on PC. I don't even play it online, but I've been going through trying to unlock everything. And they say you can uninstall it. You just then won't be able to access online. However, when you boot up the game, it forces the install or the game closes out.
That's what.
And then when you install it, the performance for the game just tanks. So it's like, I understand you want to, you want to make sure people aren't pirating your game. You want to make sure that, people aren't abusing the online aspect to cheat, and get everyone else off the game. But at the same time, you have to understand that, if it tanks the performance of the game, and it's mandatory, and not to mention the fact that you lie about it being mandatory, or not being mandatory, but it actually is, that's an issue. And, the more we go towards digital-only stuff, that's definitely something they're going to have to work with.
Meanwhile, CD Projekt Red runs their own game selling website, GOG.com. It says they don't care about piracy and just reported 50 million sales total for the Witcher series right now.
Yeah, they're doing their thing. Project Red.
If you make a good game and then like you buy The Witcher 3, you open the case, there's like a thank you note, stickers, a map of the game, a soundtrack. It's like, if you make something worth buying, people will probably buy it.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, the thing is though, the people who will pirate the games, they're probably going to pirate it no matter what you do. Or
Exactly,
they're just
like
not going to play it.
Exactly, piracy is not the equivalent of a lost sale. Sometimes it is. Sometimes a person who stole the game did not have the $60. It's not like you were going to get the $60 anyway.
Right. I mean, like I said, probably 95% of the people that pirate the games, you were never going to get that sale. Just because you took away their ability to play the game doesn't mean that they're going to all of a sudden buy the game.
Right. And you've got this antagonistic thing where it's like, man, I wanted to try it, and then I couldn't even steal it and download it. And because of them, they suck. I hate them.
Right.
Now
But
you've
I
made the
mean-
thieves angry.
But then you punish like with the Doom Eternal thing, then you punish the people who did pay for the game.
Exactly. Of course, that's the worst part.
Like at that point, obviously they want to. Well, they're a business; they have to make money. But at least to me, I feel like at that point, you'd rather keep a happy player base and loyal player base, especially speaking of the Doom community.
Oh, for sure.
Doom 2016 just freaking blew everyone's minds. And Doom Eternal I actually really liked too.
Still need to play it.
Stylistically it was a little different, but I still loved it. But why would you piss off loyal fans that have been with this game franchise since, the beginning of first person shooters? Like
Bethesda can't seem to stop doing it right now. They've had a curse since as far back as probably post Fallout 4. Okay.
This is
I mean, they had this big success with Fallout Shelter, but then after that, it's been rough.
What was
Did
that,
he
Mike?
cut out? Did he cut out for you?
Who, Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. I was like, you said they had this curse ever since Fallout 4, and then you went silent, and then at the very end, you cut back in.
Gotcha.
But yes, this is why we need Elder Scrolls 6.
Sam, say something again.
Yes.
Okay. That's better.
Sam is working. Am I working?
Yeah. Everybody's working.
Yay.
What about now?
Sam, it keeps sounding like your mic is switching to a different mic.
Yeah, Sam, it sounds like you're talking to someone in the background over a radio.
I turned on the megaphone sound effects with my Go XLR. I was announcing that they need to release Elder Scrolls 6.
We're gonna be
Yeah.
waiting for that one.
Something for it.
The megaphone option is not great. It just sounds like you're turning around talking to somebody.
Oh, yeah, no, it is not great. It is just a effect.
But speaking of making money, because my upstairs neighbors made me look into this because I was trying to figure out for what reason they vacuum at 1 a.m. every night.
Oh my god.
Electricity apparently costs less in the early mornings and late at night, which seems like a big miss on the market. Like you should just charge them the same and profit. But
That's wild.
Well, I mean, people tend to not use that much electricity.
yeah, but if they see you're missing your market though, you could be making more money if you set it at a flat rate all the time.
I don't know. I feel like, especially with electricity, that's probably going to be some sort of like state or local regulation.
I haven't done the math. Mike, you're making me think about it. I'm thinking, as incompetent as some, groups of resources are, like people that control the resources are, they probably have done the math to ensure that they are fucking us just as much as they do. So I think they're probably getting the biggest return on investment they can get.
That is probably also true.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not like if it was cutting it close, then I bet they would be out to fix power pretty quickly after it goes out, so that way people can start using it again, they can start being charged. But you have
You're right.
power go out, and sometimes it's like 2 days before anyone happens to just stroll on down the street, and it's like, oh dang, y'all's power was out. It's like, yeah.
Whoops.
It's been
That is the
hot
one
as
thing I
balls in
like
here. It's the middle of the
about
summer.
True. This is the one thing I liked about living over on in Henderson, where we did live at, is because we were on the grid that the hospital was on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very rarely, even in worst case scenarios, did we lose power. It was
I
great.
remember that.
We had a car one night cut a power pole in half, and the entire city went dark, and the hospital blinked off, but then all of it came right back on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy. Don't particularly miss all that much.
I miss living on that type of grid. I like it out here because like as soon as somebody hits a pole anywhere off of Capitol, like I immediately lose power, and of course it's going to be down for hours at times.
Well, that was like that one time someone cut, what was it, Verizon's line in Raleigh, and it shut down like half the freaking eastern seaboard.
Damn.
It's like someone decided to centralize everything in Raleigh, so yeah, if one link drops, like everyone might as well kiss it all goodbye.
I don't want to jinx it, but I
Oh,
moved
God.
into this apartment October 31st, which already was a bad omen. But I've not had my power go out a single time since I moved in.
I've only lost it once or twice, and it's literally due to somebody running off the road on Capitol and hitting something.
Yeah, an actual like physical accident. Yeah.
We've had lightning hit like right outside the building, and
Ooh.
that knocked power out. It knocked power out, but of course the fire alarm was still working because it was going off. So we had no power, but could just hear the fire alarm the entire time. Because I went outside, I was like, God, there's gonna be a building on fire. But luckily it wasn't. It just, when lightning hits so close that it like turns everything white.
I hate that.
That's how close it was.
The chat window up on your stream, Sam. I'm just gonna start putting stuff in it.
Go for it. I guess it doesn't keep things up there all the time. Or if that's
Use
something
some of
I
my
can change.
emotes. I have one more emote slot I need to fill, and I don't know what I want to put in it.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. That's a good choice.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Best quote.
Oh, always show messages. There we go. Oh,
Pop up.
so I know we've kind of hinted on the PS5, but the PS5 event on June 4th. We got that next here in the list.
I am shaking. I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
As Reggie would say, my body is indeed ready.
My body's ready.
I guess it's probably good they waited after Xbox did their little event, but I'm surprised it's this long after.
I agree. I think maybe they were waiting to get their ducks in a row as far as games went. Because I think it would have been even cooler if they would have just busted out immediately after Xboxes. Because Xboxes wasn't bad, but after, the Xbox Twitter account was like, get ready for the future of video games. And it's like, here's Scorn. It's been in early access for a year. Here's, it's like, here's Dirt 5. It's a racing game. It's also going to be on every other platform. Then PlayStation's going to come out like, here's a sick controller. Here's a reboot of Silent Hill. Here's Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Made beautiful.
Yeah, I guess maybe just because Microsoft, has more direct control, I guess, over their usual starting lineup.
Yeah.
Like, they'll I feel like they'll at least get something out no matter what's going on. Even if it's an only or digital only release or whatever. Yeah, I can see that PlayStation had to hold off just to make sure that, COVID wasn't actually going to mess up any plans for launch.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, they didn't want to just come out and tell you how great everything was going to be and then move it back. They just had to do that with Last of Us.
Well, and Xbox's 2 was a little bit more of like a technical demo than an actual like console announcement. I feel like, at least
Oh,
that's kind
you're
of how
talking
it appeared to
about
me.
way back when they like announced when they very first announced the
Well,
Series
no,
X?
even their latest thing. Like, yeah, I know they showed off some games, but all it seemed to me, it was just, hey, this is how this hardware is gonna run this stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
It
And PlayStation had that like hour-long talk with Mark Cerny, literally just doing that, no games, and that
right.
was super technical. A lot of people were disappointed.
Yeah, I guess Xbox seemed a little bit mix of both. It didn't, to me at least, it didn't feel like one of the, like even the Xbox One or the Xbox 360 when they came out and announced those, and it was just like, here's going to be a killer lineup ready to go. Like,
Yeah, and they
we're about
really
to
did.
launch this shit.
They said it was going to be a third-party showcase. So despite the fact that they hyped it up with a few other words, they did try to manage people's expectations and be like, these are some of the games that other companies are making for the Xbox. They're supposed to show off first-party stuff in like 2 months, I think.
Like, I would have thought that Xbox would have definitely shown off a lot more with Halo Infinite when they like
I
really
get
wanted to announce their new lineup or their
I
new
get more and more scared about that game
generation.
every day.
Yeah. Oh, Mike with the pokies. Pokemans.
Yes, we got
Um.
them.
Yeah. I don't know.
That being
I
the
don't know how I
main
feel about
selling
Infinite.
point, I all right. I as much as I like don't play Xbox for anything but Halo, I'm very excited about Infinite. I hope it does well, but with the release of 5, I kind of have an idea of what to expect. So my expectations are not super high for
That's fair.
story, that is. Multiplayer, on the other hand, I mean, I'm pretty sure if they stick to what they have been doing, it will be a playable multiplayer and it will have a good following. But as far as like the story that they've been building up since like 1, 2, and 3, like I don't think we're ever gonna get that out of a Halo series again.
It's scary to
No.
make a multiplayer game these days now too, though. I mean, because everybody's just set in their ways playing like one game or another, like Warzone, Fortnite, PUBG, Rainbow Six, Destiny. It's hard to break anybody away from the one game they play.
I
Halo,
would.
Halo Battlegrounds confirmed.
Yeah. I was about to say I'd be very surprised if Infinite didn't have some sort of arena style gameplay when it came out, whether it's battle royale or anything like that.
I think they said they won't, but maybe they were like half lying.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like battle royale is definitely kind of. I feel like it's peaked. I mean, I fell off Fortnite a while ago,
I
and
think you're right.
Fortnite and PUBG, I fell off of those kind of around the time when it started getting like really 12-year-oldish. Like,
I think they had like their MOBA moment, where they had been popular, but then they hit this apex, and now they're going to be around, but
I think
not everybody's screaming about them 24/7.
I think around the time that my sister started playing, I was like, nope, I'm out. But
I think
Cabin.
I think they peaked too early and never really got a lot of progression because they peaked early.
yeah, well, I don't think they peaked early per se. I think they got oversaturated way too quickly.
They made too many, yeah.
Yeah. Whether it's both, the number of game modes or, specific games for it, and also, I mean, I guess, yeah, peaking as far as like player count and all that getting into it. And then I feel like they kind of just stagnated. It was like, well, this seems to be working. So then everyone else was just copying it, and then no one tried to actually like push the genre forward. I mean, it's
Exactly.
kind of like horror used to be, before a couple years ago when it got kind of a new a breath of fresh air.
The
It was
Amnesia
kind of the
era.
same, yeah, it was kind of the same thing, and then all of a sudden you have stuff like Amnesia, Outlast, kind of take a whole new spin on it.
Even
And
the fresh take on the old style that Evil Within did was still good.
yes, because Evil Within was still kind of the same thing. Okay, limited resources, gonna be a different type of environment and monsters and stuff, but it the way it was done, and I think their style, like the way that they styled the game, that kind of like old cinema kind of look to it, helped them out a
Yeah.
lot too.
Evil Within is trippy old detective Resident Evil 4. Dead Space is old scary engineer Resident Evil 4. I
Yeah,
love them both.
but I think especially when Amnesia came out with their whole yeah, dude, you're stuck in here and you can't do anything but run and hide, so good luck. That was I think that was definitely what got horror back to the main front, instead of just the same old, okay, just limited resources kind of thing, and boo, there's zombies or ghosts or whatever. But you always had at least some way to fight or defend, I feel like. Whether it
Us
was,
talking
maybe
about
just stunning or anything like that.
or we were talking about Fortnite, we were still on topic. Fortnite is confirmed to be a launch title for both Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5.
Fortnite's not going anywhere.
How exciting.
Yeah, unfortunately, that game's not going anywhere. Too many.
Biggest streamer of all time plays it, and he also is on a dying streaming platform apparently.
Come out.
I mean,
Mixer.
at this point, it doesn't matter if he's on a dying platform. They're already paying him.
That's the
So-
thing. You're exactly right. Yeah, I was reading an article. It was actually from last month, and they were talking about how streaming in general has grown year over year. I think it said by like 200%, and so Twitch had grown by 110, and YouTube gaming and Facebook gaming were both up like 80, and then Mixer was up 0.2.
Yeah.
But he already got his 30 million, so who gives a shit? Like,
I think.
Although I think Mixer came in and did something for the streaming world that needed to be done, which was paying your top people to stay on the platform and stream.
Yeah.
Because that did help a lot of content you see now. Like Twitch did it with a few of their big ones. YouTube has done it for a few people now. And YouTube going even out of the gaming realm. I don't know if you guys saw this, but they picked up Joe Rogan. So he now
didn't know
does
that.
stuff for YouTube.
Facebook's done it too.
True.
I've seen them pick up a couple people to pay to stay on their platform. But yeah, I think when Ninja was like, hey, because Twitch for a while was just like, we have the monopoly. Like, what are you
Yeah.
going to do other than Twitch? And then, they seem to not really care. And all of a sudden, Ninja was like, peace. Microsoft's paying me. I'm out. And they're like, oh, crap. So yeah, I think it was like a huge wake up moment for them. And like you said, just about everyone else. Plus, Mixer 2 brought, for a while there, a lot of attention to like how Twitch handled terms of service violations and stuff like that. And actual like terms of service stuff as to regulating what some people put on stream, because
When they gonna ban Alinity?
I never.
I'm gonna go protest on that.
She pretty much had to ban herself with this most recent thing.
What happened now?
I don't know. She was
She
putting
was-
something under her shirt and flashed her boob.
Oh, I heard about
just
that.
pulled it straight out.
Right on out.
I think she gave herself like 3 days, and then Twitch came back the next day and was like, "Yeah, we told her 3 days." And it was like, "Well, she said she was doing that herself." So
Yeah, there was also
What?
Pokey.
What do you mean you told her you were going to do it?
Pokey also showed porn on stream
I heard about that.
accidentally. And all she got was a warning. But I mean, hey, I understand they're big people. They draw in a lot of views, so they're gonna have some special treatment. It's just like oh god, I think it was like a year or two ago now, Dr. Disrespect, when he did the TwitchCon thing where he took the cameras into
This
the
man went in the
bathroom.
bathroom.
Like he
What a
got
weirdo,
banned.
bro.
When he came back, he had more numbers than he ever had. So like,
Yeah.
was it really all that bad?
Which I mean that just fits with his channel though, and you know him just kind of being like, I don't give a f. I'm gonna do whatever I want.
I don't care if I never make it big. Y'all ain't gonna catch me filming no dudes and no urinals. Reviews, man.
Well, I mean the big issue with that one though is like, yeah, that kind of violates like laws.
Laws.
Not even Twitch. Like he's lucky someone didn't like push that issue.
Turn around and throw an elbow at him, you know?
Well, or like file a report, and then he has a
Yeah,
felony.
absolutely.
That is true. You staying on games. I didn't know he used to develop for Infinity Ward the maps.
Wow.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, before he was a streamer, he was working for Infinity Ward making maps for Call of Duties.
Crazy.
How much do you guys think the price point of the PS5 is going to be?
That was literally about to come out of my mouth.
So we know it's unaffected by COVID.
That's what they said, yeah.
I'd say it probably was.
AKA they're saying, we don't care that y'all haven't been making any money for 4 months. Get your paper up.
I'd say probably around 500.
Yeah,
Damn, I think you're right.
that's my estimate. I was like, it's going to be 5 or 6, and 6 is pushing it, but I could see it hitting that mark.
I think the highest they will go is 550 because I think they are actually scared of the number 600 after the PlayStation 3.
True.
Because it was actually a meme. Like you can still like go look up YouTube montages of them going $599 and just like the crowd groaning. so
I'm
so
sure
like
they'll do some sort of like, you know, base system at 5 and then maybe like a pro at 6.
I think they're gonna do one SKU.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think there will be one. It's too early to push out like a pro or an S.
I don't think it would be out at launch, but they'll definitely push that.
Eventually, they
sometime
will.
next year, maybe.
So I'm gonna guess 500. I'm gonna hope it's not 550, and I'm gonna pray that it's 450. But we'll see.
Or pray that it's included in the next stimulus.
Yeah.
But then
Jesus,
so the Xbox Series X, because it's supposedly so much more powerful, people are saying those specs would lead to that being between $600 and $700.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is though, like all the new stuff that they're putting into it as far as like a console goes, it's kind of standard stuff that's in a PC right now, and PC parts they're actually about to enter into, like they're getting a new DDR5 RAM. Like PC parts are about to go up, so I could see that not boosting the Xbox price too much.
Gotcha.
You're about to have a lot of parts that would have been used for PC that could be integrated into this that are going to be marked down because of the newer ones starting to come out.
They are probably being manufactured like as we speak, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely.
The Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5.
I mean, you know, they'll say that there's limited supply come the holiday just to keep prices and demand up, but
yeah,
they will have plenty by then.
If they are going by power, the Series X should be more expensive than the PlayStation 5, and whatever the middle of the road Xbox that they want to make should be the same price or around the same price, maybe a little bit cheaper than the PlayStation 5. And then there's gonna be a weird, like, what do I get? The bad Xbox, the good Xbox, or the only PlayStation?
I could probably honestly see Xbox, because Xbox is usually their biggest selling point was to be cheaper than the PlayStation.
Yeah, that was a big mistake they made with Xbox One.
I could see
Yes.
them actually pushing it at the same price because it's supposed to be more powerful.
Microsoft could eat more money too. Like the PlayStation 3 was sold at a loss. I think the PlayStation 4, or maybe like the first 6 months, was sold at a loss. You know, they're selling it for cheaper than it costs to make it, just to get more people to have it. Sell more games, sell more controllers, and Microsoft can't afford to lose more money than Sony can because Microsoft is Microsoft. We shall see. I'm very excited. I don't know what Nintendo's gonna do. I guess they're just gonna keep chilling.
Oh yeah, no, Nintendo's just gonna keep Nintendoing.
They just sold 14 million copies of Animal Crossing. They all right.
That is true.
That's
They
more than
are.
any PlayStation 4 exclusive except for Uncharted 4. That's more than any Xbox One exclusive, period.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. You think there will be a new Uncharted series coming out?
I think in a while. I think they're going to give it maybe 2 more years before they even talk about that. Especially with Naughty Dog having just finished Last of Us 2. But I hope they make something new, you know. They could make an Uncharted 5. I don't know if you guys have played Uncharted 4, but probably wouldn't have the same character, but they
Yeah.
could definitely do it. You guys are probably tired of making third-person shooters, man.
I mean, they do this. They do it so well. Why
They
stop?
do it exactly. It's like what is Bethesda gonna do? Stop making first-person open world RPGs? You know?
Yes. It'll be
Here comes Starfield.
third person over the shoulder only.
No.
I mean, I don't want Bethesda to do it, but I feel like we are long overdue for an over the shoulder type game that is new.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like playing Dead Space when I did, like that HUD that they have in there was just amazing that there needs to
good.
be another one.
Yeah,
There's big, pretty substantiated rumors that we're about to get another Silent Hill. That's definitely not going to be anything as action packed as The Evil Within or Dead Space, but it makes me very, very excited. I've got my hopes up, even though they're probably going to be let down.
Yeah, I hope I saw what you posted. Like I hope that that game doesn't just throw them out there for no reason.
Yeah,
Like I
there's
hope
also Mike. Since that happened with Dead by Daylight, where they added the Silent Hill characters, the monster designer for Silent Hill 1 through 4, Masahiro Ito, he retweeted PlayStation's Twitter account when they said the PlayStation 5 was going to be unveiled next week. And he usually doesn't interact with any companies because he's freelance now. So
we might be getting an announcement on the 4th.
yeah,
Can hope. I did see something about Kojima. Just an article was made saying that they canceled his project.
really.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
But I don't know what he was working on.
He has not been having a lot of luck here lately after Death Stranding.
Death Stranding was a shit.
Luckily, he is loved by many, and he will be just fine.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah, he has had a string of bad luck that is unfortunate.
They really missed out with PT.
I
Yeah,
can't.
I wonder if that's what got canceled. I didn't read that article, but the same time rumors were out that Silent Hill was getting a reboot, rumors were that PT was getting they were like in talks to have Kojima Productions make that for Konami, like revive PT. So maybe that fell through because one of those rumors turned out to be true and they were going around at the same time.
I can't believe Konami was just like, we don't want to make games anymore.
What the hell? And now they do.
I know. Now they came back. It's so bad. Like they dropped Kojima to be like, no, we don't want to do this anymore. You know, go do your thing. We know you're good. And then like, oh shit, our Vegas machines really aren't that hot. Like
company that's like scared to take risks on sure like returns on investment. It makes no sense. Like anybody who looked at the numbers, you have to look at it in the way that the Deadpool movie got made, and that Ryan Reynolds leaked test footage of Deadpool, and the internet lost its mind. And they're like, maybe we should make that, and then it came out and was like the highest grossing R-rated movie that month, like that ever released in February, if I remember right. And then here we go with like PT, like downloaded everywhere. People are selling PlayStations with it on the hard drive for like thousands of dollars. There's Let's Players are losing their minds, and they're like, "Yeah, let's get rid of that fucking guy." Like, no, throwing money away.
Yeah, I can't believe they did that. But I mean, some people suck.
That's you're not wrong there. So right now there's a big thing about PlayStation developers talking shit because as I mentioned earlier, the Xbox for the first 2 or so years, all Xbox Series X games will also be compatible all the way back to the Xbox One that came out in 2013. So that effectively means even if you develop a super high-end game, it needs to be gimped in such a way. It has to be crippled in a way that means it can be scaled back to play on a system that even at the time was still like running games at 900p. So the like the CEO or like one of the lead developers at Bluepoint, the guys who remade Shadow of the Colossus, remade what did they remake? They remade Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and Peace Walker. They also did the Devil May Cry collection. They've done a ton of stuff, and the rumor has it that they're working on Demon Souls right now, which is gonna be sick. But yeah, he tweeted out. He quote tweeted the PlayStation 5 reveal event. He's like, "Can't wait to leave last gen behind and develop games that only the PlayStation 5 can play." And I was like, you're throwing a little bit of shade right there.
I hope they do make Demon Souls. When I was doing my run of Dark Souls, I was talking about that. I was like, if I really wanted to torture myself, I would play Demon Souls because the quality of life improvements that were made in the rest of the series to make the game, it's not easier, but better, like Poise, doesn't
Yeah.
exist in Demon Souls. Like, no
Demon
matter,
Souls is the only one I've ever beaten.
really, that's awesome. Like, I haven't played it at all.
Oh man, you'd like it. It's janky, but it feels so much like Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, I hope they do a remake. It would be nice to go through and play the one Souls game that I haven't played.
And they that studio, I mean, they haven't made a bad game yet as far as making remakes. The Shadow of the Colossus one is phenomenal.
Well,
The
speaking
other
of,
ones were remasters, but that one was like a full from the ground up remake.
and speaking of old games, let's go on to our little next thing. What are your backlogs that we want to finish?
Oh man. It's not too old, but I don't know if you guys played it at all. Made by I'm forgetting their name right now. Is it Obsidian? I think it is Obsidian. Outer Worlds, which is just Fallout in space. I played through the first planet of that, and then Death Stranding came out, and I abandoned it and haven't touched it since. I definitely want to play it again.
Yeah, that
The Outer Worlds, the
pretty
the
good.
like the one that just came out.
Yeah, it came out in October, I feel like. I think it was October. Not sure.
Because
It
we
was,
saw the
it was
trailer
toward the end
announcement
of
for
last
that.
year. Yeah, maybe Obsidian.
It had to be near the end of the year because Death Stranding was December, I believe, and I ditched it for Death Stranding.
Outer
I have it
Worlds,
installed.
I haven't played it yet, but I keep seeing it and I want to play it.
A lot of people said it's pretty
Really cool. It's not as open world as the Fallouts, as the Elder Scrolls, but the gameplay system is exactly the same as far as your weapons, your skill trees leveling up, and there's so much more of a focus on your skill checks affecting dialogue. So it really is reminiscent of New Vegas more than any other Bethesda game.
Yeah, I was about to say they did make New Vegas, and that's what a lot of people have kind of compared it to as well.
That's good. That's definitely one I need to find. We talked about it the other day. I need to put Sekiro back in the system
Ooh,
and give it a try again.
I believe in you, Mike.
Sekiro is just a totally different combat style.
You got to kill that monkey.
Yeah, we gotta go fight.
You got to kill him twice.
Man, we gotta finish Sekiro. I'm like, my closet is full of old PS2 games and Xbox games that have yet to be touched.
Remember your PS2 collection?
Yeah, my backlog is a lot.
Yeah, I got a.
I'm-
quite
I
a few
want
in
to
the
play Devil
background.
May Cry, but I don't know. The games
The-
count if you played through them a million times.
I'll say so.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, I went through Halo 2 the other day, and I've definitely played that like 1,001 times.
Nothing wrong with that.
Maybe
Oh
not the
yeah,
anniversary version, but
that's gonna be good. Like I keep seeing that pop up in my Steam recommendations, and I'm like, yeah, should I buy the Master Chief Collection? Like, it'd be dope to go back through and play that game.
well, I actually have it with the Game Pass. I bought the Ultimate Game Pass, so I get it for PC and Xbox, and it's included all of that
Ooh,
in there. I think it's like
cool.
16 a month.
That is nice. I don't have the Game Pass.
Well, you can get one just for PC as well.
Keep your eye out, Mike. They regularly sell that thing for like, I don't know, damn, like $2 for 2 years or some stupid crap like that.
Yeah,
I've seen some truly insane deals for Game Pass where they're just wanting to get people in there.
yeah. When it first launched, people were getting like 3 years, and they only had to pay $1. I don't think they've had any promotions like that lately, but
Let's see. Game Pass for PC is currently $1
Welp.
for a month.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. But yeah, so that's when they recently I've seen a bunch of articles when they talk about next gen, they talk about current gen, and so PlayStation 4 is at I think 107, 108 million sold, and Xbox hasn't reported how many Xbox Ones they've sold since maybe 2016, I think. So it's estimated that they've sold around 50 million. But the stat that they give people now is how many people have Game Pass, because that's what they say they're focused on. I'm thinking, if things console wise aren't going their way, they're just going to throw Game Pass on every other system, and they're just going to be the Netflix of video games.
right.
I mean, it's not a bad route to take here.
Well, I mean, they've been pushing, especially lately, as far as they're at least they're trying to say they're going away from like the exclusivity that they've been having,
Yeah,
and they
Cuphead
want
being on
more of just like,
Switch.
hey, doesn't matter, everyone. If you want to play it, doesn't matter what you're on. You don't have to buy our system anymore.
Yeah,
No,
Cuphead and Ori are on Switch, and of course Minecraft, which is now owned by Microsoft, is on every platform known to man.
that basically anything with a processor, I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere you would get on a toaster.
Calculator, Raspberry Pi, smart refrigerator.
Right.
This is not bad. Like, it's $9.99 a month. Your first month is $1, but they have Sea of Thieves, Streets of Rage 4,
Ooh, that's new.
New Gears 5, The Outer Worlds,
Yeah, they have
Final
all
Fantasy
the
9 and 15. Like,
they have all the
All of
Gears
their first party
games.
games come out the first day there,
Yes.
which
You do
which
not have to buy a
hugely
game at launch.
boosted Game Pass numbers, but also did this weird thing where like the new Gears of War game came out and didn't even sell a million copies, but it was because if you have Game Pass, you can just play it there.
Yeah, I think I saw somewhere they were looking at how to kind of integrate that into their reporting. Like
Yeah.
maybe look at how many times it was installed or downloaded or anything like that, because yeah, it doesn't exactly count as a sold or a sale.
But tons of people are playing it. So like, yeah, you
Oh
see
yeah,
stats like the
I mean
game
it
was sold
preloaded.
250,000 times, and it's like how many players are there? It's like, oh, like 600,000.
Yeah, all the Gears, cause Gears Tactic launched day one. Sea of Thieves is the one that I know of right now that you can play with people on Xbox and be on your PC. I don't know if they allow that, because I was curious if they allowed that with Halo Master Chief Collection as well, but I don't know. They got a lot of like cross-platform play with Xbox.
Oh, my bad. It is $4.99 a month with this promotion after the first month. I mean, we'll get it just to have access to Outer Worlds, man. Like, hell yeah.
There you go.
And typically too, if you have the pass, it'll give you discounts for anything that's not in the pass. Kind of like, you know, with Xbox Live Gold.
Nah. We're not gonna buy Live. We don't need that. PlayStation Plus subscription. That's what stays active.
And I've had PlayStation Plus since it was optional, you know, because on PlayStation 3 you didn't need it to play online. Oh God, I mean, I have like 400 plus digital games on PlayStation. I think that's going to be another factor in because a lot of people going from 360 to PS3 did not stay with the system that they originally had when they moved to PlayStation 4 or Xbox. A lot of Xbox people went to PlayStation people went to Xbox. But now, where your accounts are so filled with these digital games, you have so many trophies or achievements, I think people are maybe going to stick with more of what they have.
You know, I could see I could see more of I've been seeing people integrate Xboxes and PlayStations into like a all-in-one kind of chassis.
Oh,
I could
I've seen
probably
that,
see
yeah.
that taking off a little bit more, where yeah, people are kind of like stuck with, you know, at least one, if not both, just because of how much digital content they have tied to it that they can't just take and, you know, go trade in and pay a little bit extra to get it on the other system.
Right.
I could see that kind of being a thing. I saw one where it was a PC, Xbox, and PlayStation all in one, and I was like, I need it.
That's
Right.
wild. Especially with all the games that you can get for free, like through the Epic Store and stuff now, you're going to end up with like, people already have these crazy backlogs and digital collections. You're going to end up with like thousands of games.
Yeah, I have so many free games that I have on like multiple stores now because they just keep offering it, and I'm like, well, you never know.
You never know.
Speaking of which, I need to check out Epic Store right now. I don't think I got the new free game.
Oh god, I gotta create. Well, that's not bad.
I was about to say, I think we sent Mike down a rabbit hole. We might not hear from him for
We
a
did.
while.
We did.
No, we're good, man. We're good. I just have to create a new gamer tag because Xbox Game Pass is linked to my email that I use for my computer, not my old inactive email that I actually use to sign into Xbox Live with.
Back in the day, yeah.
That's fine. We still got Yami Chrono as a gamer tag, so that's good.
Ooh, I just got a
Nice.
coupon for Epic Games. Not downloading a free game.
It's funny, if it weren't for PlayStation a gajillion years later allowing people to change their gamer tag, I might be doing all this under my old gamer tag. I'm glad I switched.
Yeah, I'm just glad PlayStation eventually allowed you to change.
Apparently it was like some kind of weird thing where they had like encrypted stuff, and apparently if you go back and play PlayStation 3 stuff, there can still be errors because of you having switched your name.
Huh.
One cool thing is because of the way it works, because of the reason that made it so hard to change to begin with, if you ever had a name before, it's still taken. So at any point, like, you can get in touch with PlayStation and switch your name to any name you've ever had. It's still owned by you.
Well, that's cool.
That is good. If you ever want to switch back.
I thought I might switch back. Like, I was switching mine just so I could have ownership of two different names, and then I ended up liking the second one. So somebody has my damn name on Twitter, Somebody has Buster Sword Boy. So on Twitter, I'm Buster Sword Boy, but Boy has a BOI instead of a BOY.
You know, I saw that when I was tagging you and stuff.
Asshole. Asshole. He's not even active anymore.
So Twitter does have a thing where they free up if they haven't posted, I think in like 6 to 8 months, if
Yeah.
no activity has been done on their account. I don't know how you go about getting it, but I think you can have them revoke it.
I feel like the last thing this guy did was in maybe it was between August and November, I feel like, but I'll have to go back and check. Let's see if I can evict him from his name.
Netflix put out something the other day where, I think it's if you haven't utilized the account in more than a year, they're about to start sending out notices, and they'll give you like a
Heard
month,
about that.
and then they'll be deleting the accounts.
Wait, what's the point of Netflix doing that though?
I don't know. I guess maybe people having like trials or something, and they just haven't logged back
Server
in.
space? I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, it's all tied with your email. I doubt someone is going to be utilizing that email for another account. If they do, then that's when you're just like, hey, you already have an account. Oh, okay.
I think the only thing that does is like if they do delete it from the email, that person will then be able to go create another free trial.
I was about to say that. I was like, great, the free trials that I used in like 2015, I get to use again.
That's funny.
I guess
Yeah.
maybe that's what it is. Maybe like if we give people like another free trial, they'll come back and realize that we actually have good stuff now.
Or, now we actually have competition, so it's time to get those free trials back out there.
Oh, speaking of good stuff being added to Netflix, although it's been on Hulu for years now, Netflix just added Parasite.
Really?
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's good. Really good anime.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I already just recently went back and watched it again, but I mean it's cool. They late to the party.
Yeah, me and Polar Bong are like in the middle of it. We were watching it around we were watching it in October because it's spooky. And then we fell off and we have we need to pick back up, but it's been however many months, so
I mean, it's not that spooky.
it's not that spooky. No, it's just dogs have their face split open and blades and flesh come out. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
I'm not
everyday
saying what
stuff.
that is. Yeah.
It did go to look like Shazam the song because I've heard it before, but I was like I couldn't remember who sang it. But it's
The intro song?
yeah, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
So good.
That like if you actually go look them up and listen to the whole song is equally as good.
Yeah, if I've looked up the video on YouTube, I think it was. I saw the full version.
It's so good. I think if you look them up on iTunes, they only have like 4 or 5 songs that show.
That's funny. Probably just their like hits coming over from Japan.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Let me click on this and not let it start playing on stream.
No, it'll be fine. I've already done it once.
And this caffeine headache is something else, let me tell you guys.
Yeah, I was feeling it from mixing it last night. It was no bueno.
Not pleasant. Getting too late to drink caffeine too. Jesus.
Right.
I am off tomorrow.
I am
So
too.
more caffeine is going to be needed after this and food.
Mike, you gonna stream something tonight?
I don't know. Probably not. There's a UFC event going on.
Ooh.
So I will probably, when we end this, just continue to watch that and go get some food.
Sounds like a good time.
But I am off tomorrow, and I will make up for the time that we didn't play Oblivion tonight. Tomorrow night.
Awesome. Yeah, I got I know we were talking about backlogs. I was taking care of something else for a second there. But there's this game that just came out on Steam called Observation.
I heard about that.
It's different. That's for sure. It's a lot more puzzles involved with it than I was kind of anticipating. But you play as a AI, and there's an incident that happens with the space station, and you have to try and help the one surviving crew member figure out
Messing
what
around with like
happened.
cameras, right?
Yeah. You have static cameras for a while, and I just got to the point last night where you have an actual like mobile one. But the story is incredibly interesting. The puzzles are incredibly difficult at times. Like you have,
Yeah, I'm not a puzzle boy.
they don't like I can do it if they give you some sort of idea as to what you're supposed to do, but it's kind of like, hey, you need to fix a nuclear reactor. Good luck. And it's like, wait, what?
Whew.
And it's like,
It's
oh
like
yeah, by the way, you'll all die if you fail.
me yesterday playing Oblivion is wait till midday to get the statue to light up. And I'm like, bro, when is midday in this game?
But
Puzzles are not my thing.
I missed Oblivion. I started playing it the other week.
I started playing it simply due because like I needed a game quick and I don't have Dark Souls 3 downloaded yet. So I was like, I can't jump right into another Dark Souls game. So we'll go play Oblivion. And turned out shit's fun. Like Oblivion is great.
I miss it, man.
Yeah, I don't really know what I want to play when I get done with this one though. Like I imagine this one won't be too long because there's only like $10 or something like that.
That's the hard part of being a playthrough streamer is that you're like, shit, what do I play next?
Well, I mean, I could always jump back into Destiny, but it's the end of the season and I haven't played it the entire season, so I have like nothing done. And I was just, I mean, every time I started it back up, I was like, I'm just kind of burnt out on it. I could always check out the new Jedi Fallen Order content that just came out the other day.
I've been treating my stream like the mom and pop ice cream shop. Like I got all these flavors, all these games that I like a lot. I'm gonna just pop them in. You can get a sample. You can get a sample if you like it a whole bunch. Maybe you can have like a whole cup of it. But otherwise, we can sample something else.
Wait, what are you sampling? I missed that.
Video games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So far, I've played my very first stream. I did Final Fantasy 9 for like 3 hours, and then I did Final Fantasy 10. No, before that, yeah, it was Yakuza Kiwami, 3 hours of that, and then Final Fantasy 10 we're actually going to play all the way through. So every week I've been playing that 1 day a week. And then this week the other game was Mafia 2. I did play all the way through Outlast 2, but that's because that's pretty short.
Wait, was it Outlast 2 or 1?
Outlast 2, and it was gross.
Huh, I thought you did 1.
I love Outlast 1, but yeah, I played Outlast
Who
2
was
on
it that did
stream.
1? That might have been someone else I was watching play through 1 at the same time. Yeah, no, 2 gets a little bit more graphic.
Their babies are born. Like
Yes,
oh.
whether you are genetically able to or not.
Yeah, right.
I just found a game. I was scrolling through the Steam store page, and it's called We Went Back. And it says it's a time looping horror game in which you wake up in an abandoned space station utterly alone. The door is locked and you must find a way to escape. Find clues, experience dynamically changing environments, and confront the terror in order to find a way out. And it's all very positive reviews. And it's free.
Oh, that's awesome.
So if y'all, need a free game,
I might have to dip in and get that.
Oh yeah. There's so I want to go back and like the next game. I don't know what we're gonna do after we beat Elder Scrolls. The good thing about Elder Scrolls is
you could play that
so
forever.
much. Yeah, there's so much to do. Like at any point in time, like I think it was last night, it was like, all right, well, I don't want to do the main story right now. We're just going to become the arena champion, and we just beat everybody in the arena.
Yeah.
So at any point in time, I can just stop and do a side quest. So that's good.
I think I usually always did the Dark Brotherhood stuff first.
Yes.
Because it's the best.
Oh yeah. The Skyrim's
Not as good.
yeah.
I'm doing the Thieves Guild in Skyrim right now. Like literally while I'm talking to you guys, I'm bored out of my fucking mind.
It really is. Like even
Wow, well, geez, Justin, if we bore you that much, then
No, I love you guys. You guys are the entertainment. Skyrim is the disappointment.
even if you complete the Thieves Guild, they're like, all right, great, but now you got to do all this other stuff that's not story related. But if you want that achievement, like, it's just, that stuff sucks.
Yeah, where you have to do the I believe it's the 3 types, or you have to do certain kinds of what they call radiant quests, which just means they're random. They just throw you in a random house in a random hold. You have to do a certain amount in every hold.
you know, every time I try to get back into my original Skyrim playthrough, there's so much like just random bullshit quests that I'm like, I don't know what or
Yeah, you never
why.
know if it's like a worthwhile quest or if
Yeah.
it's one of those that the game is just randomly generating for you.
Or at least Oblivion, it was like, okay, you could kind of figure it out, after being gone for a while. And they all tended to have at least somewhat of a story to go along with it to like tell you what.
Even the quests that were bad because they were made bad, not because of the game threw a random dungeon, a random enemy, and a random reward at you.
Yeah. It's like,
So-
were they just testing out Elder Scrolls Online when they made this? And they're like,
Well,
we
I
need
was-
to see what repeatable quests are like.
While I was working today, I was reading the Oblivion strategy guide, and they were talking about the placement of enemies in some of the Oblivion gates, and it read something along the lines of the enemy is at the top of the stairs. However, we have seen him down below, so you may be greeted a bit warmer than what we expect. That's funny. The fact
That's
that they
so
just
good.
walk in and they're like, okay, occasionally this dude spawns here, so we'll just put that in the strategy guide.
Which, is something that's in the actual like strategy guide. Usually that would be on some like article 2 months after the game's released or a month after.
Yeah, but the funny thing was, it's like it wasn't like a boss enemy or anything. It was just like a random Daedra that you would
Just a
run
dude.
into. Yeah, he's like sometimes he walks down the stairs. So that would be a good read. I'm definitely gonna read some more through that to figure out what's worthwhile to do and what's not. Because the main thing I know that I want to do is the arena, which we did, and the Dark Brotherhood, which I just need to go find a little lonely person to kill.
And then I think the Mages Guild, isn't it? Isn't it the Mages Guild and the Dark Brotherhood you can get followers?
In
Just about everywhere, I feel
Oblivion,
like.
Yeah, I think in
Yeah.
Oblivion. I
In
know
Oblivion,
the
I
Dark Brotherhood you can get a follower.
yeah, I did a Dark Brotherhood, but I never did the Mages or the Fighters Guild in Oblivion.
Fighters Guild is actually somewhat interesting.
I liked it in Oblivion, yeah.
It could get tedious with like some of the items and stuff you had to collect. Because I think that was the point during one of my playthroughs when I was like, screw this, I'm just going to use console commands. I don't feel like tracking down these animals and gathering all this crap.
Yeah, I hate it though because I was telling you guys I was bored with the Thieves Guild. I'm determined to get the platinum in PlayStation 4 Skyrim because I have the platinum in PlayStation 3 Skyrim. So I'm gonna be suffering through.
Justin, you should have just taken the one and been like, this is good enough.
Nah, bro, I gotta do it, man. I do it for the culture.
What was it you just got platinum in the other day that I was like, oh, Resident Evil 3. That's right.
Resident Evil 3, yeah,
Yeah,
and Resident Evil 7 earlier this year.
Gotta try and get back through at least Resident Evil 3. I want to get everything unlocked.
I'd watch some of that.
28 out of 32.
Oh, almost there.
I think it's the freaking bobbleheads. That's one of them. I swore I went through and hit every single one, but I guess I missed one at some point. But I would just just to be sure that like I didn't miss one or I didn't like misremember me getting one, I would just go in there with the infinite ammo rocket launcher and just shoot the entire room to make sure that I hit it in case I
There you go.
hadn't.
Flash damage was gonna have to hit it. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, God, Nemesis is such a pushover during the chase scenes when you can just turn around and shoot him with a rocket launcher and then just walk. But it's
I think on the hardest difficulty, he still takes like 3 rockets, but I may be misremembering.
I know to get, what is it, easy, normal, hard, or assisted, normal, hard? Isn't that the difficulties?
And then there's
I know on
Inferno,
hard
and
he
then there's
takes 2.
Nightmare.
Hard he takes 2. So yeah, I
Gotcha.
can see the other ones him taking 3. Wait, did I get all of the bobbleheads? I'm looking through my achievements now just to see, and the only ones that I have left that it's not telling me are all like hidden achievements.
PlayStation 5 needs to bring back PlayStation 3 home so I can sit back and look at my trophies.
They could do that. They could do PlayStation 5 VR where you get to walk around your home.
Hey, I'm
Are
in.
they still even really supporting VR right now?
Iron Man VR comes out either next month or the month after.
Apparently they are, because you can never find any Oculus in stock anywhere.
Yeah, I've been looking for those for like 3 months now, and I still can't find, because I really want the Quest. Because it has no wires.
Yeah, I don't care for going wireless. I just want the
Speaking
the
of Resident
Rift
Evil,
S.
oh, I just sent y'all a picture in the Discord for Resident Evil.
That's my boy. There's
Here's-
Leon.
Here's the second picture when I clicked on Resident Evil 4.
That's really good.
Well, I know it's not on the list, but I've seen some talk for Resident Evil 8. They're saying it's supposed to be like even more graphic and all than Resident Evil 7, but kind of the same style.
I heard about that. I think it's interesting that
I'd be
at
okay with
one
that.
end of the series they're making remakes of the original games, and on the other end of the series they're making these crazy first-person, disgusting, weird offshoots of Resident Evil, and I like it. I like both of them.
Because I tell you what, when the first time playing through, when Jack grabs a hold of you and his head's rebuilding itself, I was like, oh,
Ooh.
well, this might be a problem. But when you look down that hole and Mama's grabbing her lantern, and then you get down the hole quick enough and you see her running down the hole,
Puddles away.
that was a much, much bigger problem.
Biggest problem.
Yes.
She's gross, man. She's disgusting.
That whole fight should have been censored. Because her whole like abdominal groin area is all just inflated and shooting bees out at you, and
Oh, I don't like it.
it's yeah. It was gross. And she was just a pain.
7 was great. Yeah. Gross.
Oh yeah, I love 7. I remember rolling through that. I think when I first started getting back into streaming like 2 years ago. I love that thing. The DLCs were fun too. Like the little
Yeah, I played through all
games
those
and
as
the actual like story content. I love the cards game. I would just chill and play the cards game.
Sounds like people with Witcher.
Gwent.
Yeah, I spent so much time playing Gwent. They made it into its own game.
But I don't think in Gwent you lose fingers and get electrocuted.
I don't think so.
Don't think so. At least not the last.
That's a
one I
Resident
played.
Evil special.
But yeah, I'm interested to see where they go as far as like a new game for Resident Evil. I'd be okay with them remaking them up to 4. After 4, I don't really care.
I'm scared of them remaking 4 because 4 is perfect.
True. Maybe just update the graphics. That's all. Don't remake anything else.
Yeah.
Video games have hit the land of remakes.
It's true, yeah.
There's talk about the Mass Effect trilogy being remade. I'm excited for that.
I think they're just going to release it on modern consoles remastered, but we'll see.
Well, okay, yeah. I meant remastered, not remake.
I feel you, yeah.
I forget sometimes that there's a little bit of a difference between the two.
They throw them both around so often.
Right? Well, I mean, everything's coming out now with one of them at the end of it, so...
Yeah.
They're gonna come out with a game, it's gonna be like, COD 3 remake remastered. They're just gonna throw both on the end of it.
A remake of it, but remastered.
It's gonna be the COD double R.
I mean, as long as it's the same thing with the movie industry. Like, if it's working, why stop?
Yeah.
Until we get some really bad ones, I don't think they will. I mean, the 7 remake is excellent.
Yeah.
The Resident Evil ones have been excellent.
Maybe a Fallout 76 remake.
Oof.
I tried to... So they had a free weekend not too long ago, and I tried it again. And it's just... after the Wastelanders expansion came out, and it's just...
Yeah, I own it, and I've played it recently, but it's still sad.
Yeah.
I had such high hopes. Like, I was hoping it was gonna be like Elder Scrolls Online, to where it was playable but kind of bad at first, and then they would just fix it over time. But
Yeah.
that plan really fell through.
I mean, it wasn't all that bad for like the first week. Then once you got through that first like week of the hype and the oh hey we're back in Fallout, then it was like okay, what is
Majesty
this?
wears off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It was just, that was my playthrough of Destiny. It was just you play and play and play, and then you realize that you've just wasted 8 hours shooting a cave over and over again, and then you're like, oh yeah.
Hey, but us three found that ogre during the alpha.
Man, I'll never forget. I still have photos of that somewhere.
I think I still have clips or videos somewhere as well. I'll have to try and find that.
I can't believe they put those in the game just for you to be like, I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah, we were.
Right? Yeah.
I remember we were like, wow, we found a cave. Oh man, let's see what's down here. And it's like, hold on. I think Justin, you found it first, wasn't it?
I can't remember,
Oh,
but I know
God,
we had to
there's
force our
something
way
down
in.
here. It's got question marks. I don't think we're supposed to be here. Then we tried to fight it. All died.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it did not turn out well for us.
I could take a Deadly Premonition remaster.
Oh God, please.
One that actually runs through the whole game.
That would take away half the charm.
Well, so I was playing it, and I got to the point where you go into the factory warehouse thing or whatever, with the elevator.
Yeah.
And you get to one part down where there's water, and every time I round a corner, it crashes. It won't let me get any further. And I tried to fix, and it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I've heard the PS3 version is the most stable version.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some people able to mod the PC version to get it to work, but everything I tried just wouldn't.
Well, damn.
I could use a Dead Space 4 though. I'll tell you that.
Please.
I doubt it'll happen.
Yes. Dead Space 4, please.
Ooh, well, I
mean,
hate to leave you fellas, but I've just been delivered some dinner that I need to eat.
Ooh. You know what? I think what are we at, like 2 hours now?
Yeah.
I think that could be a good Good little spot. Oh, my Discord is still showing Leon's face and the Lightning McQueen. I did not go back to the voice channel. Whoops.
Show Leon forever.
All right.
Yeah,
That's good. We'll have to figure out some time to do it again.
That sounds good to me. I've enjoyed talking to you guys.
we can definitely do it Saturday again or Friday because we got a big event to talk about on the 4th.
True, true. Yeah, if we stick to this time frame, I could still do it next weekend. But
For me,
Sounds
2
good, guys.
weekends after that, I'd be working at this time. I know it's a very, very, confusing schedule, but
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, adjustments can be made.
and hopefully next time we'll actually have the overlays and everything set up the way it should be, not at the beginning of stream.
It was just fine.
It worked out. Introductory.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Justin, enjoy your dinner. Mike, we'll see you later.
All
See you
right.
guys later. Y'all have a great night.
And yeah, y'all take it easy. Later.
Peace.